Now, of course, I've seen Alice a bunch of times here over the past few years with both Orianthi and Nita Strauss. I don't believe you've had direct access to either of these good types. Have you seen Alice in concert with either one of these folks?
With Nita Strauss, yes.
Oh, cool. Excellent. Well, Orianthi's back, which one to we of course like to hit all the Alice Cooper news you can use here at Bog Panda. And it was just announced that Orianthi is making a return, at least for January and February of 2025. Mostly southern dates. There's about like 8 to 10 of them. A lot of them in Florida and Carolinas and all that. But Nita has other obligations, and so we'll get Gorianthi back for that. Your thoughts on that, Mike?
So I'm not surprised that we're running into this again. Of course, this happened when she did her last solo run, and you got a chance to see the slightly adjusted lineup for that, which I'm jealous of. That seemed like it was a really great show. What I do think is interesting this time, not just that they're bringing back another former member of the group, but I think it's interesting. If you remember the last time, there was some confusion over the wording that she was leaving the band. And then they kind of backpedaled that as like not permanent once she was coming back. But it was unclear at the time. Whereas this, they're making it a lot more clear that this is just for this stretch of time.
Yeah, I think they learned their lesson last time to be super clear. And they pointed out, in the article that numerous, really almost all the band members have something going on because Ryan Roxy's had a variety of projects, so there's usually something going on with him. Chuck Garrick, of course, has got Bisto Blanco, and so that actually caught me on the last time I saw Alice because Chuck and Bisto were just wrapping things up in Europe, in Germany, and their last show in Germany was the day before the show that I got to see Alice in Peoria, Illinois, and shockingly, Chuck couldn't make the super red eye from Germany to Peoria. I'm sure there's a lot of direct flights, and so a very stoic bass player. He's actually the bass player, I believe, for Hollywood Vampires. And his name is listed below. So I didn't feel the need to say it, just Google listed for you. But this is kind of the same swap. Orianthi, tremendous guitarist, very, very good. Um, Significantly more relaxed stage presence than Nita, significantly. So that'll be interesting to see.
Now, have you seen this lineup of the band before live?
I have seen him a couple times. And it's typically, for Alice shows, it's always uh, part of the cool part is he's just got a lot of energy bouncing around her. Tommy Hendrickson, Ryan Roxy, Chuck. Now, apparently, we caught one of the times I saw him. Chuck, I think, was tired, and he he was a little more laid back that one show, but usually he's messing with the other guitarists and just being a quasi Bisto Blanco type in environment out there, or kind of that kind of carries himself that way. Tommy Hendrickson, Chuck, Ryan Roxy, and Nita all just kind of really bounce around a lot. Orianthi doesn't. She pretty much plays the guitar. Doesn't doesn't sing much, but Nita doesn't either. But it's not necessary. It's covered. There's plenty of other energy on the stage, so it's not needed. I do kind of prefer the Nita method, a little more stuff going on. But in terms of, and they're different guitarists too, because Nita is a shredder. Every opportunity she gets and can kill it. Where Orianthi's he's just a highly kind of accomplished guitarist, closer to more like the Ryan Roxy kind of skill set. Um, so I like it. I think if this was going to be any of the dates that I would be able to see Alice again, I wouldn't be super disappointed because, like I said, she's great. She's really good too, so it's not a problem. The I don't know if you closely read the article, but there's other incredibly important news in there. In that on the and I got to go back and check my date here if I've got it. August 15th, Alice has a show in Philadelphia at Lincoln Financial Field. So
Did not notice that.
so you got a Philly date coming up in August. So you may want to circle your calendar for that. That will be back with Nita. So they had a couple other dates. There was like a May date and then the Philly date that had already uh, been announced or locked down, and they were like, "Yeah, Nita's back for those." So so that was kind of good to see. So yeah, we'll have to see how that goes. Now, Lincoln Financial Field is that one of the clubs? Well, I'm not familiar with. Of course, I'm asking you a sports question, so I'm not sure it's going to necessarily help.
It's one
But
of those ball places where they
yeah,
play games that involve balls.
yeah, I've not immersed myself in Philadelphia Eagle experience. And they used to play at a place called Veterans Stadium, and maybe Veterans lost their naming rights, and Lincoln Financial outbid them. But I didn't know if that or might be maybe the place where the Phillies play. Uncertain. But actually, as it says below, we solved that problem too. So now you know where Lincoln Financial Field's at.
It's the football stadium here.
Oh, it is a football stadium. Okay.
Yeah.
Is Alice going to need to be wearing a hard hat so he doesn't get hit with batteries and stuff like that? Because I know
You,
that can be
you really never know here what's going to happen. I mean, it's interesting. Different things happen.
that's right. And maybe you can have Bill Burr open for him or something like that, just to warm up the crowd. Cool.
Yeah, I'm wondering who else is going to be on that bill.
My Chemical Romance.
Oh,
So
uh, this just
you could arrive late.
to say that really just deflated it a lot for me.
I thought it
A whole
might.
lot.
Thought it might. Yeah, that was a bit of a head scratcher for me. I was actually shocked one of the times when I went and saw Alice, it was Alice in Cheap Trick. And kind of depending on where they were playing. So when they're in, they're kind of from Rockford, Illinois to begin with. So when they're in the Rockford area, Cheap Trick is the second act, and Alice opened for Cheap Trick. In other locations, they flipped it, and they flipped it. We saw them in Columbus, Ohio, and they had flipped the rotation where Alice was going to be the second act. And so I thought, well, yeah, it's gonna be cool. Listen to Cheap Trick. Got about four songs in the Cheap Trick set, and I said, yeah, let's go get some beer. We just kind of got out of the stadium and just kind of hung out for a while because the show was not that great. I didn't think so.
I used to work with somebody who was a huge Cheap Trick fan and definitely always talked them up. And then Psychotica on one of their reunion shows played with Cheap Trick. And I was, this person that I worked with was really excited because Cheap Trick. And so I went and listened to like a Cheap Trick greatest hits album or something on Spotify. And yep, I would have also gotten beer during that.
Yep, I think it's the right call. But
But
yeah,
I'll
I
say I'd rather see him with Cheap Trick than My Chemical Romance.
I would agree.
Yeah,
Faint
100%.
praise, but I agree.
100%. I'm not, I apologize to any My Chemical Romance fans. I'm not trying to insult them or anything like that. It's just very, very not for me, that kind of music.
Yeah, I'm like I said, I don't know what's going on there. It seems like an interesting pairing. I know Chuck would need to kind of eat his Wheaties significantly in the morning, but I think the right call is to have Bisto Blanco open up for Alice. But that'd be a long night for Chuck, but it'd still be worth it. That'd be a show. They're no chemical, My Chemical Romance, but I think they do just fine.
You
Well,
bands are.
we uh we just wanted to give you folks an update, let you know kind of what's going on in the world of Alice. And if you happen to be someone who watches the show and catch one of those Southern shows, in January, February, drop us a line. Let us know what's going on, what you thought of it. We'd love to hear from you. And best way to kind of stay on top of that is subscribe to that Bog Panda YouTube channel, hit the bell for notifications, and then on a daily basis, enjoy Hard No, the world's shortest podcast. Recently passed its 700th episode. And there's a merchandise link available in this description and mentioned here. So maybe you want to take a look at that. Anything else, sir?
No, that's it for me.
Cool. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.
Bog Panda.